guess who did the service call, Kimber?
All right, welcome everybody to the December safety meeting.
The roll call.
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Good.
We're breathing.
All right, so here are our topics for today.
All right, winter drive.
We're going over winter driving, unloading procedures, and some recent updates.
Uh-oh, that sounds suspicious.
All right. So everybody knows we've got big storms looming and cold weather, and we got to be prepared.
I'm
So-
gonna pull the old man card, I ain't gonna be here.
All right, so here's some tips when it comes to getting your car ready for the winter or your truck. All right, so you want to check the battery. The battery power drops as the temperature drops. You want to make sure the cooling system is in good working order. You want to add your salt bucket to your truck. Make sure you got some means of traction. You want to check your tire pressures. You want to check your wiper blades. You want to make sure you have some food and water there as backup. You want to fill up your gas tank before leaving the yard, just because you never know how long you're going to be stranded and where you're going to be. You're going to want to avoid using cruise control in wintry conditions, and you're going to want to accelerate and decelerate slowly. And once again, you know, the roads are slick. No texting and driving, no multitasking, whatever it is, just focus on the roads. All right, know your capabilities. So we've preached this probably 100 times. If it's something you don't feel comfortable driving in, give us a call. We'll put you up in a hotel. We'll take care of you. You don't need to risk anything you're not comfortable doing. So if visibility is severely limited due to a whiteout, pull off the road to a safe place. Do not drive until the conditions improve or you feel comfortable. So avoid pulling into the shoulder unless it's absolutely necessary. Limited visibility means other vehicles can't see you on the shoulder. So if it's a whiteout and you can't see 10 feet in front of you, if you pull off into the shoulder, they're not going to know you're going to be there. So know when to stop. All right, so if the visibility is 0, and like I said, you're on the shoulder of the road, don't stop, because your chances of being hit, they're very, very, very high. Okay, so there's a good time and a bad time for stopping when driving. When winter conditions become so treacherous that driving is no longer possible, you're going to want to pretty much find the nearest truck stop or a place you can hang out in a well visible area so nobody hits you or anything like that. If you don't think you're going to make it home or you're running out of hours and it's not looking good, just give us a call. We'll find a hotel. That's what we're here for. We're here to take care of you guys. All right, call your dispatcher. All right, black ice. So in close to freezing temperatures, this concludes that black ice may be on the roads. So, you know, with black ice, you never see it. Alright, so some keys that black ice is out there would be a buildup of ice on the truck's mirrors or arms, antenna, or windshield. So this is an area to watch out for black ice, like an elevated structure, a bridge. They usually freeze first, and they're usually not treated, so like when you get on those bridges, they're rarely salted or sanded, so you want to be careful that you don't spin out of control. All right, drive carefully, slow down. Most accidents occur because drivers go too fast. Remember, speed limits are for dry roads, so allow extra time to drive slow and get where you're going safely. It'll give you more time to react. Allow extra space. So we're going to want to increase our stopping distance, especially in the cold months when there's ice, black ice. You never know what's going to be out there. It's going to be slick. So you're going to be at minimum 6 seconds behind the vehicle in front of you. I would probably even recommend 8, just because you're in a big tanker. 10. All right, use your signals. So driver rule of thumb for lane changing in winter weather. All right, signal for turns before slowing down. How many of you guys are doing that? that pretty common practice? Everybody, you gotta use your signals. Alright, so 4 or 5 blinks before moving over slowly. Making sure that everybody knows you're turning, making sure that you're slowing down, and giving the people behind you enough time to see what's going on. Okay, so if you're traveling significantly slower, say if it's like that whiteout and you can't see anything and you're going nice and slow because you don't want to fly off the road or anything like that. I mean, you always see those people that just fly right past you even though it's a foot of snow. You're going to want to make sure your hazards are on and you're in the rightmost lane to avoid being hit or blocking traffic or any of that stuff. Okay. Another important thing when it comes to winter weather is planning your route. So that means you're looking at the weather channel before you leave. You're looking at the forecast, making sure that the traffic report is safe and making sure that you'll have enough time and good enough conditions to make it home safely. If you have to go out, make sure you're prepared for delays. Make sure you got your food, make sure you got water, make sure you're going to be able to stay warm. I'd say a big thing of that would be making sure you're topping off gas. If making a long trip in the winter, consider leaving early. You never know when the roads are going to get rough. Alright. Unloading. So, here's just I think this one was from the OSHA website. So, no hazardous material shall be unloaded or loaded from any motor vehicle unless the handbrake is securely set and all other reasonable precautions be taken to prevent motion of the motor vehicle during such loading and unloading procedures. So we want to make sure that we're checking for leaks, connections, making sure the truck is in park with the brake on. A cargo tank must be attended by a qualified person at all times when it is being loaded or unloaded. The person who is responsible for the loading cargo tank is also responsible for ensuring that it is attended to. So this means, I know it's cold, guys, but we've got to be standing at the back of our trailers when we're unloading and when we're loading. I know it's cold, but it's part of the procedure. Because every time it happens, the time you have a spill will be the 2 minutes you're in your truck. It just works out like that. Anybody got any questions on that? Okay. Now we'll move into some house cleaning here. Can anyone tell me what that is?
Yeah, 2-inch hose.
It's a 2-inch hose. Do you know? Can you tell me where it is?
It's in the bottom of the
It's
trailer.
in the bottom of the trailer.
Where the hell did that come
So guys, if you drop,
That's a 4-inch.
from? That's a 4-inch.
Oh, that's a 4-inch?
We'd like to know where it came from.
And that's
if you
stainless fitting.
Yeah, it
drop
goes in.
a 4-inch fitting into your tank, what do do? Leave it in there and pretend that nobody saw it? You gotta call somebody. I mean, that should be easier because now that this thing's in here and nobody
That we
found
don't
out
even know
about
where
it,
came from.
that metal piece is bouncing around the inside of the tank and we gotta re-static check it. And that's gonna put our trailer out of service for.
Yeah, but
Where do you
who
think
had
that
a
was at?
stainless fitting?
Yeah.
Where'd that come from? We don't know.
Whole shape.
We was hoping you guys.
We was
would tell
hoping
us.
that one of you guys would tell us. But yeah, we took this thing over to Teddy's and drained it out. That's what we had in it.
Did they drop it in there?
No, it looks like it came off the original hose they had over at Chicago.
There you go, maybe.
Well, the problem is
The
that's
one hose
that's
you- I don't
stainless.
Temporarily?
Yeah, the problem is that stainless and acidated and made the edges real sharp, so
Got
it's
the
been
rubber.
bouncing around in there. So now he's gotta spark test the whole trailer, cause we don't know how much
Snaps the
damage
lining.
did to it.
It was in a rubber line?
Yeah,
What trailer was
Yeah.
that?
151.
So
That's not the trailer that we had that issue where it
That's
wouldn't come out.
Roger's trailer. That's Roger's.
Well, that didn't come from US Steel.
Yeah,
Did come
but-
from
Yeah,
Intel.
TJ.
okay,
No.
all right.
I
We're
mean,
not
yeah,
here
it
to
could've
punish.
been-
We're not here to punish anybody.
No.
Yeah, we are.
We don't know who's in that.
No, hey, these guys know, I
Look,
know.
guys.
And I've dropped a few things in the trailer.
If you drop it, it's gonna go right to the sump,
Yeah.
and that's a
Yeah.
2-minute fix for if you tell somebody, but if you leave it in there, it's gonna cause a lot of damage.
I've tried
More
glasses,
than it's
I've
worth.
That's not true, Roger. I found your phone the one time in the hardware.
I delivered my phone in.
All right, next little
That's bad.
That's
sample
581.
bottles.
Is that 581?
We're not doing fun.
Come on, Wayne.
Guys, this is unacceptable. We see this happen. Take your sample bottles out of the truck. Make sure
No,
everything's
I dumped out 7 of them one time.
We can't have these things piled up. We need to make sure that we're testing our product, not leaving them
You
in.
grab those sample US and then dipping 5
All right, so miscellaneous, making sure that we're removing all the samples. So also another thing with that is taking your gloves off before you get into the truck. I know it's cold out there, but people do it, man. So you're also going to want to make sure you're unhooking your water hose and you're wearing your cleats because it's slippery out there. Those are just miscellaneous tips. All right. Before leaving the yard, check your fuel filters for a fuel restriction, especially on the newer Kenworths. We've been having a lot of problems. I'm also going as far as saying to stop fueling at any pilots. It kind of seems like they're buying the bottom of the barrel gasoline or diesel, and it's really screwing up our stuff. So I would 100% recommend that all of you guys just fill up here at the yard. And if you can't make it back, try and go to somewhere that's not a pilot, because it's really screwing up our stuff.
So how do you check the truck for the,
It should be on the digital dash.
okay, just check
It'll show you like what percentage fuel restriction you're
Right.
pulling, and if it's 10%, that's a cause for saying, hey, we need to check this out.
Don't leave the yard.
Don't leave the yard.
No, 10% don't leave. You
10% will become 80% in an hour,
Okay.
and you're gonna be in trouble.
And I heard earlier that Love's quit buying biodiesel. Even though Love's quit buying biodiesel, you're still getting 2 to 5% biodiesel anyway, whether you like it or not. But we think that's sliming up the filters.
We've been blowing through filters like crazy.
So Love's truck stop would probably be a better choice if we can fuel there.
All right. So next little thing, our brake shoes are freezing. So when it's cold out there, they stick. So when we're getting in our truck, don't just hop in there and fly. You gotta take some time, let everything air up, let everything warm up, rock the truck back and forth, make sure everything's released before going, because that will cause a lot of damage. All right, so if you guys have any issues with that, or any issues, just contact our maintenance team. We'll help you out, we'll get everything fixed. And when you're leaving a note, don't just leave a note, also send a text message or make an attempt to call someone. Because there's no way we're gonna know what's going on or what the real issue was unless you tell them. So I would say leave your note and make a call or a text. All right, so I also added this number. You guys can take a picture of it right here. That is the 1-800 Kenworth Assist number. So we have our company has a PO number with them. So if you need to use that number, use that number. And
See, can you get the picture? Can you get the picture?
I wanna get the picture.
Alright, good.
So use that number if ever you're out of arm's reach and say you're pulling a fuel filter and you're 70% and you're all the way in Delta. What are you gonna do? I mean, you gotta call the number, and we have our company has a PO with them, so they'll take care of you.
Quick question. Yesterday, Dave, he messed up on his E-log. He logged out. He couldn't log out of the truck because he couldn't get back in because there's a code to get back into your ELD. Is there, are we allowed to have the code with us, so whatever happens to us, we can log back into the system?
So your code should be your password.
He like deleted the
He
whole.
deleted the whole system?
I can speak on what Dave happened
Or
after.
whatever, okay.
Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate
my
it.
goodness.
That's everything.
Whoa. I give my way. I don't see him.
I don't know where that.
He had to log out.
We don't need it.